It is Thursday, January 12th, and we are just days away from heading to the Big Apple for the Winter Antique Show, where we will be exhibiting under Gemini Antiques with Leon and Stephen Weiss at booth 45. So
we're very excited. It's the most prestigious show of the year, one of the best in the world, really the ultimate in antiques. So we're going to be running around New York City for a couple weeks.
We are. I cannot wait. So the show actually runs from January 20th through the 29th, and the hours are 12 to 8 p.m. every day except for Thursdays and Sundays when the show runs from 12 to 6 p.m. And for this show, our booth is a little bit more complex than what you're used to seeing. We actually bring in a crew and we construct a miniature toy shop. And
we do a full build out.
Yes, we do a full build out. And here's a little picture of it so that you can see. It's a little difficult, but it's right there in the center. And to add to that, this is our actual catalog for the show. And all of these items we'll have available for sale, but we'll have most of them at the booth, but all the others are included in here. And this catalog is being printed as we speak, but it will be officially available on our website this upcoming Monday. So go to raytoys.com to check out for that. And also you'll be receiving an email then with a link to download the catalog or order the catalog. So if you're not on our email list, you can also jump on Ray Toys for that.
You'll see some great toys in there, really the best toys we've got all year. So
yes.
It's really going to be a nice event. And you can see we sort of step it up to another level. Bree, you look very lovely today.
You're looking quite dapper yourself,
well,
Ray.
Thank you.
And also, as Ray's mentioned, why this show is up, to another level. It really is a unique show. And another reason why is because it's owned by a charity, the East Side House Settlement, and it is a nationally recognized organization that provides quality education and technical training for students in the Bronx as well as in northern Manhattan.
They really do a lot of good. They have a lot of very special docent programs, internships, curatorships. They do a lot to give people that needed a hand to get into some of these fields that we love so much.
Yes, I certainly do. And I know that they do have either 1 or 2 days that the students actually will stop by the show, and the show actually, they'll have groups come through as it's going on.
Yeah, a great aspect to the show is I think over the 9 days they have 17 special events that come through, and there'll be design groups, there'll be finance groups, insurance groups. They really cater to us, the dealers, and bringing in the very best clientele. And that's why we bring the very best merchandise.
We certainly do. And this year, it's a big show, so there's a lot of work that goes into it. And the co-chair this year is Ari Kopelman, who works alongside of Catherine Sweeney Singer with Michael DIAZ-GRIFFITH and all of their staff and all of their interns. And really, they are what makes this show something special. So you can definitely see them buzzing around the show.
It's very unique. It's a unique show. If you're in the area, please make an effort to try to attend. I'm sure it will sort of blow you away.
Yes, and another aspect of it is that they really try to incorporate interior designers. And this year's design chair is Jamie Drake, and he's working alongside of Caleb Anderson. And what they do is they bring clientele into the show to really help them create unique spaces in their homes, offices, businesses. And when I say unique spaces, I really mean unique, because these items, like we're saying, this is the only place in the world that they would find some of these antiques.
Last year, Bree spotted there was a copy of the Declaration of Independence.
There was.
She really wanted to buy it and hang it on her wall.
Yeah, so, and that's the type of piece. The Declaration of Independence, there were only 20 copies of it?
Correct, and this one was for Massachusetts, but very, very rare.
Super rare. Items that you'd see in a museum, typically, that this show gives you the opportunity to put in your own home. So that's really... Top
impressionist artists, the finest in militaria and armor, Tiffany lamps, it's all covered there. So
it is.
It's really a great, great show.
We're excited. We are excited, can you tell? But in addition to that, in order to exhibit at the show, you must be invited by the board. So you have to be invited, and then all of the merchandise for all the specific fields is vetted by other experts in the field to really qualify the authenticity of all the items.
Yeah, as Bree said, this is our second year, and really last year was a huge honor for us and anyone that's ever dealt in antique toys to actually even be invited to the show. It's not a show that you can just say we want to set up in. I really have to give a lot of credit to my two partners, Leon and Stephen Weiss. They were instrumental. They've been longtime dealers in New York City. They know that the people that run this show very well, and it's been a long process for us to sort of campaign to basically put toys at the level of these other fine types of art that will be represented there. So again, if you love toys, please come by, show your support. This is a big deal for anyone that collects toys.
That it is. And with that, we're going to get started.
We're going to play with a couple toys.
We are. We're going to play with some toys.
Favorite part of the show.
And everything that we're showing to you tonight is in the catalog and will be available at the show. So,
correct.
We're going to start with
the very appropriate.
Yes, it is the Seeing New York, and this piece is a cast iron toy, and along with it being a cast iron toy, it is also our cover lot, so our cover item, I should say.
Now this toy is made by Kenton Hardware. There's two versions. There's Seeing New York and then Sightseeing New York. This is actually a slightly rarer variation of the two. Made about 1910, Brian. What's interesting is it's showing a sort of smattering of a lot of the most popular comic characters of the day. So up front there you have the captain. Second in command you have Grumpy Gus.
Grumpy Gus.
Grumpy Gus. Mama Cats. Cats and Jammer Kids. Happy Hooligan. And Foxy Grandpa.
Ooh, Foxy Grandpa. I think he's my favorite.
You like those little Foxy Grandpa. Again, very rare toy, just very appropriate for New York City. Nice piece to put on the mantle. Shows up very well. Nice colors. Thought it was a good way to start the show.
That it is. So you'll be seeing our Seeing New York in New York when we arrive there.
That's right. Take a tour of the city.
Take a tour with Foxy Grandpa.
Uh-huh.
Okay, we're moving on to our mechanical pumper with original box.
Yeah. Now this is made by Ives, and it's a big toy. And I just sort of wanted to show you the horses sort of hook on right like that.
Yes, hooks on in the middle right there.
Now what's so interesting about this toy, it's only one known. It's actually mechanical. There's a clockwork mechanism in there. If you show them the other side, Bree, you can see the key.
Yeah, so there's the key right there.
And this is one of the earliest cast iron toys that would incorporate a clockwork mechanism like that. Interestingly, the clockwork doesn't propel the toy. It just makes this little pumper that shows that the pump is actually working. This rod right here in the middle. Let me show you. Turn the key. See a little pumper action there? So that's all that turns on it. It doesn't actually propel the whole vehicle, but it has both the rear fireman, the driver, the eagle, which is always missing. This actually in real life would be a gas bag. So as the pumper created steam, it would store the steam in this bag that would create the pressure, which they would then use to pump the water out.
Oh, wow.
Now another nice thing about this toy I wanted to show is this is an Ives toy, but it's actually, they call it a Phoenix toy.
Okay.
Why don't you show them that? Okay, now what a Phoenix toy is made by Ives, but it's sort of like the same thing with Cadillac and GM. This is the Cadillac of toys.
The Cadillac of toys.
This was their finer line. It was their highest quality toy that they produced. Again, generally they made this pumper without any clockwork mechanism. This was an extra special one. It actually has, again, there's a little bucket. I can't seem to find my bucket right now, but it does have a little bucket that comes with it. And then what I think is really interesting about this has the original box. You can see the pumper on there. And what I like about it, and this is why I wanted to show it, is that's how the pumper actually came inside.
Yeah, so they both fit.
So they fit, the horse on one level and the pumper on the other. Really, really neat.
It is really cool.
Never seen a box like that. Again, never seen another example of that toy. Again, highlight of it. Very, very fine example in beautiful condition.
It really is. I don't know if it's coming through on camera, but the condition on this is just top notch.
It really is. Okay.
All right, we're going to move on to
Professor
Mechanical Bank.
Frog.
trying to cover all of our bases here. This is a...
So we're known for mechanical banks, so we have a large selection of mechanical banks there.
This is a pug frog.
Professor Pug Frog's Great Bicycle Feet. High action bank made by Jamie Stevens about 1896, 1892, 1896. They call this the red blanket variation, hence the red in the middle. It will also come with a white blanket. And it tells the tale of Mother Goose. That's the figure on the one side with the clown on the other. The coin is actually put in the rear of the bicycle at the end of the high wheel. And it's not a good toy to operate because it loses a lot of paint. But let me just show, Bree.
Okay.
When you press the lever here, okay, the bicycle will actually...
Hold it a little higher.
Bicycle will go forward.
All the way around.
And it comes up around and will lock back in. Coin being deposited by the clown. High action toy. Mother Goose has a little tongue that wags there. Very often they'll be replaced. This is all original. Very, very rare bank. And really, to me, sort of is very indicative of the height that cast iron craftsmanship came to in that period. Lots of detail, lots of parts, intricate mechanism, all created out of cast iron. One of my favorite banks.
It is. I love all the different colors on this one. So
yeah, it's a nice bank.
All right. Nice. So that's our pug frog. Next, we're moving on to an exciting one. This is one of my favorites.
Favorite here.
Okay, this is the Reginia Musical Savings Bank, and I'm going to actually have to jump up and grab it from behind us.
Okay, this is a big one.
It is a big one. So this one actually comes with a bunch of different discs, which they will all have what music it actually plays on them. This one's one of my personal faves, the Champagne Gallop.
Well, why would you like the Champagne Gallop? Does it have to do with champagne?
Maybe.
Maybe. This is an 11-inch disc here. A little background information. Now, this is actually a mechanical bank. Reginia was known for making music boxes. And a little bit of back history here. There was a company called Symphonium Musical Company out of Leipzig, Germany. They produced a bank called the Symphonium Musical Box. These being a bank that you would actually put a penny in or a coin in it to activate it. Their foreman came over to America in Jersey City, started Reginia Music Company. One of the first things they produced was a bank. It's not identical to the Symphonium, but it's very, very close to it. So they're essentially the same thing. One American made, though, one German made. This is in an oak case, beautiful condition. Let's see if we can get it to play a little tune here.
Okay, we're going to get it to play the gallop.
So you wind it in the back. Where's your champagne?
I know, I need some champagne for this one. It sounds so pretty.
It's like we're ready for the ball.
We are.
So a lot of collectors like music boxes, and Reginia is one of the most prized of all music boxes. This is the only bank that Reginia made.
Okay.
Really nice. They're nice to have in your collection. Actually, at the show, we will have both the Reginia and the Symphonium. Both of them, some of the finest examples now.
Would they have them in different sizes, or are this pretty much...
That's the only size they came in. No, Reginia would make all different size discs. So as I mentioned, actually, I think that's maybe that's an 8-inch disc. So generally, they would talk about the size of the disc. And most of those were sort of horizontal music boxes, so the disc would go in flat. They did make large upright ones, too.
Okay.
Huge ones. It was, if you were a teenager... This is what
wanted one of these
This
babies.
is what rocked your world in 1896. That's the finest.
There was no iTunes back then.
That was the finest technology you had there. No batteries, no electricity needed. It really has a nice tune.
Oh, it really does.
Tune and tone.
It really does. Okay. I'm getting distracted by the beautiful musical
The
stylings.
Champagne Gallop. Oh, okay. Now you put that away, Bree. This is a neat toy. I've never seen another one. Okay, it's in the catalog. It's in the Ives catalog. Show it to him.
Okay.
It is the Rocket.
The Rocket. This is a fun one.
Okay, made by Ives. Now, there were a lot of locomotives. This was the golden age. Locomotives, again, that was sort of the main thing. That was their space shuttle. These were the most impressive things. They would, in real life, they would paint these locomotives in these fancy colors. You know, they were real showpieces. When they came to town, people came out to see them. You know, it was a big event. They did have a problem way back with these steam boilers exploding because they were basically big steam pressure tanks that held, you know, millions of pounds of pressure, and they could explode. They actually made a toy like this. I've never seen one. This one actually is complete. I can't believe it. But watch how this toy works, Bree. Now you can wind it up. And what's so amazing is all these parts survive. Inside here, there's actually a clockwork mechanism that you could put a cap on. You would wind up the clockwork. That champagne brunch is still playing behind us. That's just going and going.
Guess we overwhelmed it a little bit.
But the rocket, it would travel along, and then when it hit a certain point, there's a hammer inside that would actually blow this train up. The smokestack comes tumbling forward. The roof of the part of the rocket flies off into the air, and in doing so, it hits the cab roof, and this flies off too. So these are all, there's instructions, little instructions.
There are instructions.
There's instructions. If you look inside here too, you can see there's a big cast iron hammer with where you would put the cap. How this survived with these pieces in particular, that's what's so interesting about this toy. Just because I could see maybe the toy surviving, but they actually have these parts still with it is just astounding. So I love this locomotive. You know, there are more expensive, you know, locomotives. There's a locomotive called the Pegasus or the Whistler that are really well known. But this locomotive in particular, to me, is just very special. Just because it really shows what was happening in the real world, and it's a very dynamic toy. I mean, for a boy, there's nothing better than a toy that explodes. I mean, that's all you want. That's the best thing you could ever have.
Explosives. When this comes off and hits you right in the eye, you know.
It does. I mean, look where you can see where you put. It's a big cap.
You really can't see that it was. The explosion did occur at least once.
Yeah, at least once.
But it is amazing that all these pieces are still here. I mean.
So I think it's a beautiful toy.
It's really cool. So
okay.
That's the rocket. I would love to see this in action, but unfortunately we're inside, and you know, probably wouldn't be the best idea.
Yeah. Maybe one of these days.
Maybe someday. So
all right.
That's the rocket. Ooh, okay. Now we're moving on.
Ooh, the big ones.
Yes. To a push toy, which is made by Whittaker. It's the Galloping Horses that are behind me here. So I'm going to kind of stand up and bring them closer. But here they are.
Wow, this is a large scale
all
toy.
their glory.
This is what I love. I love the scale toy. I think these toys, they were really meant to be played with, and to me, they are American folk art. Even though they were mass-produced, to me, that is the form of 1880. These, again, the nice little stick.
Yeah, you'd push him right along.
Yeah. Little Jimmy can grab the stick, push it along the floor. The horses will gallop ahead. There are a number of variations. This toy's rare. There's probably only 10 of them known. I've had 3, maybe 4 of them of the 10, and everyone's been a little different. So this one, the horses are fairly stable, although there is a gimbal that causes them to swivel this way. I've had them where the horses are actually articulated, and they would gallop independently like some of the toys, like the cast iron toy we had before. Why we know it's Whittaker is we have had, or I've had examples that has a brass plate on there that will say Whittaker Manufacturing Company. Whittaker, this is the only toy that I know of that they made in American tin. Small little company in Connecticut. They probably produced other type of dry goods or tin goods, but it's the only toy that I know of. And it's a large toy, so I like it. It can stand by itself. It works well like in an office, or if you have like a nursery or something.
It's big. I mean, as you can see, it's covering us pretty much. It's a
very impressive toy.
It is.
Has a lot of nice detail work on it. Little bell, and it rings. You know where little Jimmy is as he's running around.
And what other types of push toys would you see?
Well, in these big type of toys, that's it. They did the Bell Toy Company's Gong Bell, they made a number of push toys. The big clowns, like a clown sort of dancing, they made one of. They made dancing bears that would sort of go back and forth, sailors, but nothing really of this scale that I've ever seen. So this toy is really it for that.
It's just beautiful.
I like it.
It really is a showpiece. It's very nice.
It stands by itself, so you don't need a whole collection. You can have that one toy, and it really represents a great horse toy.
That it does. So, with that,
it's time for a peekaboo.
We are going on to Peekaboo, who is very cute and also right behind me.
Okay, this is known as Peekaboo or Cat in the Tankard.
He's a wind-up, so you can wind him up. And I'm honestly still not 100% convinced that that's really a cat.
She wants it to be a monkey. But if you look in the catalog, it's a cat.
I mean, yeah, okay. I mean, it's a cat, but okay. Yeah, he's cute.
Let me wind her up.
Okay, we're going to wind her up.
So this is a clockwork toy, a parlor toy. Clockwork wind. There's a little on-off switch in the back here. Oh. Okay.
Getting them all set to go here.
They're always temperamental when it's showtime. Well, he's a little temperamental at showtime. He's a little nervous. But what Peekaboo does is he will actually raise out, he sticks his tongue out, he moves sort of side to side. Clockwork toy, a little sticky at the moment. I'm not sure why. He was just working a minute ago, but that's live TV for you.
He does work, we promise.
It does work.
I'm
sure of that.
So that's our little Peekaboo. His tongue's actually sticking out right now.
Again, very rare. Probably 6, no more than 6 of them now. It's a rare toy.
Okay. Is this one of the only ones you've seen in person?
I've had one other.
Okay.
But that's been part of our
Super
collection
rare.
for 20-some years, a long, long time.
Okay. So that's our little kitty.
Peekaboo.
Okay, so I'm going to set him back down back here.
Ah, is it time for our white glove segment?
Oh, it is time for our white glove segment.
Ah, we got our white glove toy.
Okay, we did go through everything. Wow, that was fast.
Yeah.
Oh,
Time flies when you're having
a couple
fun.
surprises up our sleeve.
We're not done yet. White gloves.
White gloves, yes.
We reserve this for the very finest of the fine.
Yes.
Okay, this is going to be the Juggler. It's right behind us, right there.
The Juggler, who is also a cover item.
Made by Ives in the Ives catalog, 1892. This was one of the largest and most expensive clockwork toys that Ives produced at the time. As far as I know, there's only one other example. I've owned both.
Is. He's waving at you.
Again, you had a lot. This is Opium Wars, a lot of Chinese immigration coming into America. I'm not quite sure the reference to the Juggler, how it is politically. Most of these sort of have a lot of political undertone. It's Asian, Chinaman, that's clockwork driven. There's instructions in back.
There are instructions.
He had a fan in one hand that sort of is a spring, and then he has an umbrella with a ball on it that basically juggles around.
Look at that face. I mean, how can you not love him?
Give him a little wiggle there. But here, you got the white glove.
I have white glove.
Hey. Okay, let me see if I can get them going here. Hold on. See, all these guys they're very temperamental. Hold on.
Yeah, let me set him down.
Let's see.
Okay.
There you go.
His little umbrella spins.
So see his umbrella spinning there? And there's a ball that rolls around on that. See his little hand moving here, head moving here. So that was your toy. This toy sold for, I believe, about $3.75.
Really?
1890. It was a lot of money. But just beautiful. If you look at his clothing, just beautiful dyeing on there. You know, very much a oriental motif. Nice hand scripting on the base there. The Juggler. You know, he has wooden feet. The umbrella itself, the umbrella will actually lift out. You got to breathe.
Okay.
And this umbrella is actually a working umbrella.
It is. It does close. We're not going to close it because it's very fragile, but as you can see, it really does close. So it's super neat. And
so that's one of the highlights of our whole booth.
He is.
One of two best known example of those two. I've actually handled the other one too. This one's been in the collection for quite a while. Okay.
Okay. So that's the Juggler, and are you going to put them in front of us?
Whoop. Okay.
Okay. Right there, and
All right. Oh, we're closing.
one last item that I just think is very, very cute. It's Heidi, and it is called, the German is on this little sign, that the English version of it is happiness in the corner, but the German, let me give it a try, even though I took French, but let me try. So it says on here, Das Glück Winkel, so I'm sure that's not even close to pronunciation, but that's what it says.
That's for you, Gisbert and Frau.
Yes,
Frau.
Frau.
German.
Help, lifeline. But anyways, so.
Look at the two little pigs in the corner.
Yes.
I kind of think of it as Bree and I. That's all I want to do is lay in the corner there.
Yes.
Who's who, I wonder.
Yeah. So that's our little
So yeah,
guy.
we'll have a lot of toy soldiers.
It's really cute.
We focus a little bit more on toys tonight, but we do
These
have
are
a
the
lot of
best
toy
ones.
soldiers at the show too.
These come with them,
Military, civilian. We have a great airport. So we do have a lot of toy soldiers that we'll also be featuring at the show. But we did want to sort of go over that.
We did.
So this is a sampling of the toys. Again, if you saw our booth, we probably have, what do you think, 400 items?
Yeah, easily 400
We probably
items.
have 400 world-class items in the booth. So
One of a kind, super rare, a little bit for everyone. So we have folk art, like we mentioned, we have toys, we have soldiers, we have literally, if you're a fan of toys, we probably have something that you would like.
You would like. And now the other great thing about the show, again, like I said earlier, so we're the only ones that have toys there. But there are a lot of other dealers, or I think 67 other dealers. I believe there's 68 total. They're all top of their class. So I'm definitely going to stop by the Maclo booth. Maclo Galleries is located on Madison Avenue. They specialize in Tiffany lamps and Art Deco, Art Nouveau. You can see I like Tiffany lamps. I have a little belted dogwood behind me. So that's always a must stop. Their booth is wonderful. Just the very best and original Tiffany lamps out there.
They are. And the display, the way that they set them up is really nice as well. Another notable mention is the Alexander Gallery. So I've definitely stopped by.
They're the ones that
booth.
had the Declaration of Independence.
They did.
It's run by Alex Acevedo. Alex and I go way, way back. Alex was really the first of the major New York dealers to pay attention to antique toys. So he does deserve a little bit of credit for us even being in this show. Back in the late 80s, Alex sort of did some fairly major deals with toys that essentially started them on the map and on this trajectory to where we are. So he specializes more in 18th and 19th century paintings now, but always a beautiful booth, and it's definitely worth stopping by.
All the booths are beautiful, truthfully. I mean, it's a world-class show from the moment we walk in there and it's an open warehouse to when they get it ready and they lay carpet down, and all the booths have, you know, I mean, they're all unique and different, but they all have the same, you know, similar fronts, and it's just, you know, world-class. So another booth is Peter
Peter Feiner, yes, he specializes in arms and armor. I deal in soldiers, so I always love stopping in the booth. Just beautiful coats of armor, weaponry, you name it, going back from ancient Rome, you know, to the Civil War, basically. He sort of covers it all. Beautiful booth. Another one, Toulouse Gallery. Jeffrey, who's a friend of mine, and his father, Peter, they always have a beautiful booth with great American folk art, paintings. They deal in a lot of different type of fields, but always something that's fresh and exciting to see there.
As well as Old Hope Antiques.
Old Hope for your best in folk art and Americana. Again, they've been very instrumental helping us with Gemini to get into the show. So I'd like to acknowledge them, and I hope everyone comes and stops by everyone's booth.
Yes, highly recommend.
But those are some of our favorites.
Yes, a couple of the top dealers from all around the world.
What's your favorite night?
Well, my favorite, personal favorite, is it's going to be this year on January 26th on Thursday. It is Young Collectors Night, and it is, the chair of this event is Wendy Goodman this year. But last year they had a DJ and a photo booth and cocktails, and everybody gets dressed up, which is always fun to get dressed up.
It's a fun event at an antique show.
It really is.
It really brings out all the young people, and you see that there is a lot of interest in all types of antiques. You just got to create a venue that they like to come to.
Yes.
One of the things that Bree's going to do for
So
this to get them there.
This year, for our Gemini Antiques booth, we're going to have a Snapchat filter. So for those of you that have Snapchat, be looking out for our Gemini Antiques filter on Young Collectors Night. So I'm excited. So if you do see the filter, come over to our booth and say hello. But yeah, that was the night that I wanted to mention. Oh, and I also have a shout out. We were just in California this past weekend at the West Coaster, and just wanted to send a big thank you to Woody and Andy and Bubba and Scott and Bob and everyone else that helped put this show together. We had to change the date this year, and it was in a new hotel, but the show was just as wonderful as it always was. There was room action, and it was just a really great show, and everyone did a fantastic job putting it together, and it was a lot of work. So thank you to everyone. We really enjoyed it.
We had a good time.
We did. And the sunshine didn't hurt either.
That was a nice bonus.
Definitely a bonus. And with that being said, I think that's all we really had for tonight. So look for us in NYC at booth 45.
Gemini booth. Bye, everyone. Have a good night. See you soon.
Bye. Thank you.